Okay. So today we're going to be talking about Fram, which stands for Free Reduced Application Management, as well as some handy-dandy tips and tricks for you. Our aims today, I'm going to show you all how to find or go to multiple sources to find answers to Infinite Campus questions on your own. Of course, you can always email infinitecampus@achievementfirst.org. There are actually some new exciting resources out there that will allow you to also look in other places to find cool Infinite Campus videos and documentation and training. I'm going to show you the new Fram tool and how you can edit free reduced eligibility. I'm going to show you some other reports. One will teach you how to, during report card and progress report time, you can run an audit and see which teachers have not yet posted grades. Instead of printing out every single report card and looking at it that way, you can run this report that will show you that. I'm also going to show you how to look at teachers' assignments to sections and make sure those are accurate. That's important for TVA. And I'm going to show you a new report that allows you to see which students are missing photos in Infinite Campus. Here's our agenda for today. All right, so there is a new and exciting website that the Infinite Campus company has put up called Infinite Campus Community. And what this is a comprehensive site that has every single piece of documentation that on every topic in Infinite Campus. You may have seen, like in your IC binder, it's full of documentation that we have written, the data team, Raphael and myself have written for you, because Achievement First does things a specific way, so we like to write our own documentation. But Infinite Campus also has their own documentation about how the tools can be used. And so I'm going to show you those. There's also videos and forums, and it's just a really great site, and I've been poking around in it over the past few days, and I think you're going to really like it. So in order to access this site, what you need to do is you have to create an account. So how do you get to Infinite Campus Community? First off, you click on any tool in Infinite Campus. It doesn't matter what. If I click on, for example, Instruction Gradebook or Instruction Attendance, then go to the Help tab. Now, this is an important note in and of itself. The Help tab is something that we haven't really taught people how to utilize, and personally, I really didn't even use it myself until I learned about it in my own Infinite Campus training. But you can go to any tool or report in Infinite Campus and then click on the Help tab, and you'll automatically see a little blurb about that tool that you were just on. It's kind of short. You can see that this is just a very short blurb. But if you scroll down to the bottom under related links, you can see there are 3 links. The first is the Campus Community homepage. The second is Campus Community Knowledge Base. And the third takes you to Campus Community, but specifically about that tool that you were just on. So when you're going to create your account, you're going to first click on Campus Community homepage, and it's going to take you to this site. And you'll see here it says create your new campus ID. It's just a username and login to access this campus community site. So just click continue. You're going to say you agree to the terms. And then you're going to set up a username and password. It's actually different from your Infinite Campus username and password. It can be whatever you want. And then it's going to ask you for some more information. And eventually when you log in, it's going to look a bit like this. And this is the home page of Campus Community. The URL is community.infinitecampus.com. And there are a few things in here that won't really be that exciting. Events or just conferences that Infinite Campus is going to attend. News is probably not that interesting to you. You don't need to take their surveys. But the exciting things here are the forum section, the video library, and then up at the top you can see there's a knowledge base. And, oops, logged me out. So in the knowledge base, they've got documentation on every single tool of Infinite Campus. So literally, this is the same documentation that I look to when I want to learn about Infinite Campus, and you have access to it. Every single documentation is in here. The great thing about it is that it's all web-based, which means it's all searchable. So you can type anything into the search tab like attendance. It's going to search the knowledge base, which is all of the documentation, and it's also going to search the forums. The forums are message boards where Infinite Campus users from all over the country can post questions and get advice from other people. So you can see there's different folders: general questions, census, enrollment, behavior, attendance. It's still relatively new, so there aren't that many threads and replies. But as people start coming to it more and more, you'll be able to look in here and get some good advice and talk to other users and learn best practices. The video library is really, really awesome. Let's look at one of these videos. So here's a video on a tour of campus community that you can watch. And these videos are, some of them are interactive, like I can click here and click here. Let's look at, some of them are self-paced. So they have, parts 1 through 5. Here we go. So parts 1 through 5. You can pace yourself. If you want to skip to part 3, you can. If you want to stop at part 2 and come back to it later, you can do that. And there's a voice, and it just walks you through every aspect of the tool. And I've found those really, really helpful. So I highly recommend that everyone create their campus ID and log on and start exploring. The documentation especially is going to be really helpful. You can, if you don't want to look at it online, you also have an option of printing it out. So at the top right-hand corner, there's a link called Save This Page as a PDF, and you can just produce any of these pieces of documentation as a PDF that you can save on your computer and look at any time. Are there any questions about campus community so far? All right. So yeah, I recommend just playing around with it, looking at some of the videos and checking out some of the documentation. I've learned a lot of new things myself from exploring the campus community, and I've posted on the forum. So I think you will really enjoy it. The other thing I wanted to show you is there is an official Infinite Campus Google group, user group. You can sign up with a Gmail account. I recommend creating a separate Gmail account that, if you have your personal one, you don't want to get it clogged with Infinite Campus emails. But the Google group is a group where users from all over the country can post questions and get advice from each other. And the great thing about it is if you go to the main page of it, once you sign up, you can also search in the group, for example, like attendance reports. And you can search the group, and you're searching the entire archive of anyone who's ever sent a message to this Google group. So you can see there's threads about ad hoc attendance, absence reports, all kinds of things. And Raphael and I have both sent messages to this Google group. It's full of a lot of really, really experienced users. And so they often might send you really good advice on how to deal with something. So I'm going to, when I distribute this PowerPoint, I'll send the address of that so you can join it. Any questions about the Google group or campus community? All right. So Fram, some of you may have noticed that your free reduced eligibility completely disappeared from the enrollment tab. We got some panicked emails from people saying, "Where did it go? I don't know where it is." And it was kind of a surprise to us too when we upgraded to the new version of Infinite Campus. Fram is a new tool that they've added, and so eligibility is no longer on the enrollments tab. It's now all stored in this new tool called Fram. It's really great for tracking eligibility. It's got a lot more features in it than just a simple field in the enrollment tab. And so I'm going to show you that in a second. What we've done is we exported all of the free reduced status field or data that was located in the enrollment tab, and we imported it to Fram. So all of your eligibility records have been saved, and they were whatever they were a few weeks ago when we exported the data. One important thing to note is in ad hoc, you can still pull the old fields as well as the new Fram eligibility field. They both probably contain the same data at this point unless you've edited eligibility since then. But we want to start only, if you do pull this in ad hoc for whatever reason, you only want to pull the new field because enrollment is now going to be out of date because nobody can edit that anymore. The field is now gone. So even though they're both available to be pulled in ad hoc, you want to pull the new one only. So looking at Fram, it's in the Index tab, right beneath System Administration, Fram. And if you click on eligibility, it's going to prompt you to click on a student. And you can see there it's tracking as eligibility, starting with this year. And if I go ahead and click on that, there are a few fields here. Eligibility, free, reduced, paid. We're not going to use non-reimbursable. Certified type. We typically use income-based certification, and that means that families fill out an application that has their income on it, and that determines what eligibility they receive. If you want to see explanations for all of these others, you can actually look on the campus community. Just going to look at Fram. I want to find the main Fram page. Here it is. Eligibility.